When we look back in time, in the 50s, alcohol was the modern day drug. It was very popular to the point that a lot of men got drunk every single day after work. In the 60s, the modern day drug was LSD. This was the hippie and spirituality era, and where psychedelic rock became very popular. In the 70s, the modern day drug was cannabis. It was so popular because 1/4 of the states in the United States had it decriminalized. As the decades have passed, we find ourselves in the present day, and society has encountered a new modern day drug that is unlike any of those I just mentioned. This drug is more addictive, more manipulative, and more destructive than anything we have consumed throughout history. Billions and billions of people are using this drug on a daily basis, destroying themselves each day without even knowing it. The drug I'm talking about is social media. Some of you might think it's a stretch to call social media a drug, but from a bird's eye view, it literally is. When you're using social media, it creates a large sense of stimulation in your brain that keeps users coming back over and over again, just like as if it were a drug. And it makes sense. For those who don't know, the people who design these social media applications are called attention engineers, and they have one goal in mind. Their goal is to make the application that they're working on as addictive as possible to the user. They control every minute detail, from the notification sounds to the colors to the font of the text. They try to get everything to be as addicting as possible for you to stay on the application as long as possible. And this is doing you more harm than you may think. We are in psychological warfare, and they are winning. The sooner you realize this and make a change, well, you'll see your life make a complete 360. I have been off social media for multiple months at this point, and I have found this time to be the most productive and the most fulfilling months of my whole existence as a human. Not only that, but during this time off social media, my confidence has skyrocketed, and I find it easier to socialize with people whenever I'm out at social events. This is a video I wish I had when I was younger, because back in the day, I was chronically addicted to social media. I remember when I first downloaded Instagram in 6th grade. Basically everyone at school had it, and I wanted to upload a picture, but I didn't know what to post. Ultimately, I went to Google and got a picture of a beach, put a filter on it, and posted the picture with the caption, beach. As the years would pass, I would download more and more applications, making me more addicted to my phone. This addiction was bad, and if you don't believe me, I was the kid with over 1 million snap score. But ever since I realized how damaging these applications are and removed myself from them is when I started to see my life improve by the day. And the beauty is that literally anyone can overcome this addictive pull from these drugs. But first, you must understand that this drug is destroying you, your friends, your family members, and the billions of people who are on it every single day. Just like any other drug, there are many negative side effects, some obvious and others not so obvious. The first one is, over time, social media makes you unattractive. Let me explain. Most of what you see on social media is carefully polished, highly edited, and put together perfectly to fulfill the deceiving illusion, and that is perfect life illusion. Social media is basically a highlight reel from someone's quote-unquote perfect life. But when we look at reality, life isn't all that polished, and it sure isn't highly edited. It just is what it is. But when you're on these apps consuming everyone's highlight reels, your confidence will naturally go down because you're comparing these people's carefully curated lives to your life. This will make you unattractive over time because no girl wants an unconfident man. High confidence makes the girl you're with feel protected. She will notice you are determined to do what it is you want in life. And females are naturally attracted to that. But your confidence will get lost little by little as you're consuming social media on a daily basis. Not only does social media destroy your confidence, but it makes you more awkward doing social interactions out in the real world. Us humans are social creatures, and we need social interactions every once in a while to keep us sane. But when you're consuming content online, your subconscious mind thinks that you're interacting with these people. But in reality, you're just alone in a room using social media as a substitute for real life interactions. When the time comes to have a real life conversation, you will not know how to keep a conversation going because you're not used to real life socialization. This is especially disastrous when you're talking to girls. When you get awkward and lost in the conversation with a girl, they will get turned off because you don't know how to keep a real conversation going. Women are attracted to someone that has good social skills, someone that can stimulate their mind during interaction. This is why it is important to go out every now and then, not in a degenerate manner where you get get blackout drunk, but to socialize with people. Your overall goal is to keep your social skills fresh, because good social skills is something that most people lack nowadays due to social media addiction. So it is important you keep this in mind. I have mentioned how social media makes you unconfident and awkward, which are very unattractive traits. But it also takes a toll on your looks. When you're online, you notice how a lot of what you see is negative and toxic. You must know that the toxic garbage you consume gets stored away into your subconscious mind. As within, so without. Whatever toxic content you have stored in your subconscious mind will give you subtle anxiety. You may not notice it, but it is there. And it is manifesting into your looks. You will grow unpleasant pimples, you will notice more wrinkles on your face, and you will also experience hair loss from all the toxic content you have allowed to enter your mind. Take a farmer that has the most fertile land in the world. The farmer can plant whatever he wants in the land doesn't care. It will grow whatever. Let's say the farmer plants 2 seeds, one of corn and the other one of nightshade. Nightshade being poisonous. And after a few days, both plants grow to their full potential. Now think of your mind as more fertile and more powerful than this land, but it works in the same way. It doesn't care what you planted, whether positive or negative, but it will return the results of what you planted, or in this case, consumed. In most cases, what you see on social media nowadays is negative, and this negativity will easily manifest into your reality, and that will make you unattractive both physically and mentally. Speaking of mental health, another side effect of this drug is that it literally makes you dumb. You have multiple apps providing you an abundance of dopamine. This means that when you're doing the simple tasks in life, you'll find it harder to do because they aren't giving you as much stimulation as these applications. Activities such as reading a book, working on a business, and even simple conversations you will find it difficult to do because you have basically fried your brain. The second D of this section is that there's a higher chance that social media makes you depressed. There are many people that have been on social media for many years now that have developed a dependence on validation from others. These are the people that rely on likes and comments from others that they don't even know to determine their happiness. But this is very short-lived. The cycle of validation seeking from others usually leads people into depression. Instead of finding your happiness and validation from others, you must find it from within. Confucius once said, "What the superior man seeks is in himself. What the small man seeks is in others." Make progress towards bigger things, and once you start seeing results is when you will be gaining real happiness that is from deep inside. Now let's talk about time. Time is the most important asset to one's life since that is something we can never get back. The average person spends around 7 hours on social media, but let's look at it from a bird's eye view. In a day we have 24 hours. Most people sleep for 8 hours, work or go to school for another 8 hours, leaving 8 hours of freedom. But in reality, those 8 hours turn into 1 hour of freedom because most people are glued to social media for 7 hours each day. At this rate, you're wasting your one and only life and you're not even living. Not only that, but you're limiting yourself from reaching your full potential. Imagine you and this other guy are wanting to attract this one girl, but you are the one using social media 7 hours a day and he isn't on social media whatsoever. While you're wasting your life on social media, he is working on his body, expanding his knowledge with books, and learning new skills. Who do you think the girl will be more attracted to? The guy who spends his whole life on his phone and looks like a zombie, or the guy who has put in the work and actually gives value to the world? She will obviously find the second guy more attractive. Use your time wisely. Spend it on things that matter and with people that matter. Stop wasting your life. There's one bonus thing I want to add that happens when you quit social media, and that is that you realize who your true friends are. This is what will happen. You will delete social media and you will realize how there's only a couple people that still check up on you. Take note of who those people are, because those are your true friends. This is something that no one really talks about because no one's really deleting their social media to come with these results. But this is what happens. I'm not telling you what to do. Do as you please and live your life however you want. But now that you understand how addictive and detrimental these modern day drugs are, the power is literally in your hands.